Hi, and welcome to another episode of Premier Performance in Golf. I am your host, Jim Newlon. The other day I was listening to a podcast, and a great quote came across in that podcast that I want to relate to you. Make sure your actions match your goals. Students of the game, I'm here to tell you that it is a great idea to have goals. It's a great idea, but they need to fit some criteria. Whether they're short-term or long-term, the criteria may change, but in the short term, there's a certain criteria that I like to fit those goals into before you set out on your journey to accomplish them. So short-term goals need to meet the following. They need to fit you. Does it really fit you? If you've never run before, or you're kind of a weekend runner, or you're kind of once or twice every 2 months runner, and you sign up for the Boston Marathon, because that is your goal. Do you really think that goal fits you? Maybe if that is a long-term goal, 2 to 3 years from now, that might be appropriate. But in the short term, it doesn't fit you. Is it important to you? Do you have a passion for it? My friends, when you are trying to achieve goals, first of all, they're going to challenge you. They're going to frustrate you. It is important for those goals to be important to you. You have to have a passion. You have to have sticky notes on your mirror reminding you of where you're going. It needs to be important. The next, is it timely? If you're a father of 4 kids, under 7 years old, and you're currently shooting 120, and in 6 months your goal is to be shooting in the 70s, are you kidding me? That is not timely. Those kids are going to be taking you in 8 different directions. You may have a great support team between your wife and friends and family, but it is not timely. So, make sure your short-term goals are timely. And lastly, is it simple? Can you create a habit or a ritual that is easy to follow that's going to lead you towards your short-term goals? If it is, you've got a great teacher and he's explained it to you well, then guess what? Now you have a short-term goal that fits all the criteria. Now let me tell you about some of the students that I run into. There are all kinds. And the first one that I see is that player that comes up and is gung-ho about wanting to improve, and we talk about their goals, but as I sit there and I watch their body language and I hear what their schedule is and they're going to change so they can fit their habits and their rituals into their daily lives, I just know that they are not a person that sticks to habits and rituals. The next type of student that I see is a student that expects results in a very short period of time. They come into it and I explain that it's going to take a long time, and a long time in short-term goals is 6 months. And after a couple weeks, they see some improvement, but it's not happening as quickly as they thought it was. And they're frustrated. And I go back to them and say, hey, remember when we talked about this? I told you 6 months is not very long in a lifetime that will probably span 90 years. 6 months is just a blip on the radar. So their expectations, while we discussed them, truly they had different things in mind. And so I either have to sit back down with that student and review and assure him, or I lose that student because they weren't honest with me and themselves up front. So that student needs to learn that results come from putting in the time, putting in the effort, being dogged about their rituals and their habits. That student needs to learn how to be patient, because it does take time to change habits. The next type of student that I see on the driving range, or that comes to me for lessons, is the student that is trying to set short-term goals, but he doesn't have the support around him. Listen, I get it. We want to get better. But you chose to have kids. You chose to have outside influences. You need the support of those around you so you can achieve your short-term and long-term goals. These goals, while they are extremely important to you, they also need to line up, because you're going to need the support and help from those around you to create the time to continue with your habits and your rituals. So make sure everybody is on board when you're setting these short-term goals and long-term goals for your golf game. The next type of student that I often see is a very one-dimensional, inflexible student. This student loves to practice, loves to be on the driving range, loves every aspect of training his game, but you never see him out on the golf course. Part of becoming a better golfer is to put yourself in tournament situations. Even if it's playing against yourself out on the golf course, you need to apply what you're learning out on the golf course so you can experience what happens under the gun, so you know what you need to work on going forward. You know what? It may not be something physically in your golf swing. Maybe it's course management you have to work on. That is a part of the game that's going to help you achieve that short-term goal of playing better golf. You need to be able to put some time in at the gym. You need to eat right. You need to be doing a lot of different things other than just hitting range balls. So that inflexible, one-dimensional player, once he gets out on the golf course, he's not going to see the results that he wants to see. I hope this audio has helped you and made you think a little bit about how you're going to set your short-term goals going forward. If you would like help with your short-term goals, please feel free to contact me at jimnewlinegolf@gmail.com, or you may text me at 610-930 6782. Or you may book lessons directly online at jimnewline.com/book-lesson. So please remember the 6 P's. The 6 P's are: proper prior practice is a promoter of premier performance in golf. Let me share with you my years of experience to help you get to your short-term goals. Until next time, I'll see you on the driving range.